Welcome back to This Week in History, the one where the United States launches a nuclear attack on space! That got your attention, didn't it? And we asked the question, how many nuclear bombs has the United States detonated? I'll give you a hint, it's more than 2. Back in the height of the Cold War, nukes were all the rage. Even after World War II and the 2 nuclear bombs that ended it, the United States kept testing nuclear weapons. Once the Soviet Union developed their own bombs, it was on. Most of the tests were accounted for, but not the one that happened this week in 1958. That one stayed classified for almost 30 years. It was titled Operation Argus, named after the Greek myth of the watchful guardian. The idea was to see if nuclear radiation in the Earth's magnetic field could create a shield against a nuclear attack from the Soviets. And the idea came from who else? A Greek physicist named Nicholas Christophilos. Christophilos believed that a radiation belt above the Earth's atmosphere could knock out enemy radar, as well as disarming any Soviet Union nukes headed towards the United States. This week in late August of 1958, the US military sailed several ships to the equator right near South Africa, and then they launched 3 missiles up above the atmosphere and detonated them in the magnetic field. And guess what? Crazy as it sounds, initial tests showed that it worked. It knocked out low-lying satellites that had been put there for testing, as well as our own test radar. And it was a pretty big shield. It stretched from South Africa up to New York over to Baja, California. But think about what the United States did. They exposed millions of people in multiple continents to radiation and fallout as it spread across the magnetic field. And that should scare you. But not as much as the fact that this was 3 of the 1,032 nuclear tests performed by the United States from 1944 all the way up until 1992, and we don't even know the exact number of nuclear tests that the Soviet Union performed. According to the CDC, people born before 1951 have significantly lower levels of radiation in their bodies than we do. Yeah, it's not Chernobyl, but if you thought we needed a nuclear meltdown to be exposed to fallout and radiation, nah, you just have to be born here. If you found this episode to be the bomb, give us a like and a subscribe. And if you found that joke to be distasteful, give us a like and a subscribe and comment below why it was distasteful, and we'll try to fix that. And we'll see you next week on This Week in History.